Hello students, welcome back to your class of English. I'm here with you another chapter. I'm here again with you with another chapter, that is Ranji's Wonderful Bat. As here Ranji is the name of a boy who has a wonderful bat. But here this story is all about Ranji, who was a marvelous player, and so this story is about Ranji and his wonderful bat. As this teenager Ranji, who loves to play cricket, and he plays cricket very well, but suddenly due to some circumstances he was out of form and loses motivation. So this story, the Ranji's Wonderful Bat, is written by Ruskin Bond. I really hope that, and I'm sure that you know about this story child, this writer who is famous for his children's story, Ruskin Bond. Ruskin Bond is an author who is of British descent, and he spent his most of time in Missouri, and he is famous for writing down his stories about the children. So now let's see what is this story about the Ranji's Wonderful Bat. This is a story from Ruskin Bond's book Ranji's Wonderful Bat and Other Stories. Ranji is an innocent, enthusiastic child who loves to play cricket. His dedication towards the game and dream of proving his worth inspires him to work hard and achieve what he wants. So here Ranji's Wonderful Bat is a story of a cricket-focused teenager Ranji who loves to play cricket. He plays very well, but suddenly, due to some circumstances, he is out of form and loses motivation. As his team starts to lose matches in his absence, a friend of Ranji, Mr. Kapoor, gifts him a bat. In order to boost his confidence, he also tells that the bat is his lucky charm, as he himself had scored lots of runs with it. Ranji believes and scores lot of runs and gives credit to the bat. One day he loses the bat and becomes sad. Then Mr. Kapoor reveals the actual truth. That the magic is not in the bat but in his playing. So let's find out that what happens in the story. "How's that?" shouted the wicketkeeper, holding the ball up in his gloves. "How's that?" echoed the slip fielder. "How?" growled the last bowler, glaring at the umpire. "Out," said the umpire, and Suraj, the captain's school team, walked slowly. So as the story begins, they are playing the cricket match, and here the wicket keeper shouted that "how's that?" and holding the ball up in his gloves, that he had caught the ball hold, and echoed the slip fielders. "How?" growled the fast bowler, glaring at the umpire. As the bowler, who was a fast bowler, he just shouted and said, and asked the umpire, looking at him, that as he has scored the ball. "Out," said the umpire. Umpire answered that the player was out, and Suraj, the captain's school, walked slowly back to the pavilion, which was really a tool shed at the end of the field. The score stood at 53 for 4 wickets. Another 60 runs had to be made for victory, and only one good batsman remained. All the rest were bowlers who couldn't be expected to make many runs. It was Ranji's turn to bat. As when they got out, the captain of the team, walked slowly, and he went back to the pavilion, and which was really a tool shed at the end of the field, which was not really happy experience for any of the player to go back to the pavilion. So the score was 53 and 4 wickets. So another 60 runs they had to be made for the victory, but only one good batsman was there with them, and all the rest were bowlers. As we know that there are 11 in cricket team, so they had lost their 4 wickets, and the rest of the were bowlers. Only one good batsman remained, and that was Ranji. And it was Ranji's turn for the batting. He was the youngest member of the team, only 11, but sturdy and full of pluck. As he walked briskly to the wicket, his unruly black hair was brown about by a cool breeze that came down from the hills. He was the youngest member in the team. He was only 11 years old, but he was very strict, very sturdy, and very merciless boy. That he really did very hard work to gain his position in the team. As he was walked briskly, fastly to the wicket, and his unruly, that his uneven hair were blown by the cool breeze. So Ranji had a good eye and strong wrist and had made lots of fun in some of the minor matches. As Ranji's had a good eye means that he could spot the things easily, and he made many much good runs in the unimportant matches. But in the last two inter-school games, his scores had been poor, the highest being 12 runs. Now he was determined to make enough runs to take his side to victory. As in the last matches, he was not able to score much, but now today he was determined to make enough runs so that his team could make the victory. Ranji took his guard and prepared to face the bowler. The fielders moved closer in anticipation of another catch. The tall fast bowler scowled and began his long run. His arm whirled and the hard, shiny red ball came hurling towards Ranji. As Ranji took his guard and prepared to face the bowler, he just won his guard and he was prepared to face the bowling. So the fielder moved closer as they all were ready. The fielder, the bowler, as the fielders were in the anticipation in the moment to catch the ball. So the tall fast bowler scowled and began his long run. His arm whirled. He was ready for the match and his ball came hurling towards Ranji. Ranji was going to lunge forward and play the ball back to the bowler. But at the last moment he changed his mind, and as Ranji was playing with full spirit and he was going to lunge forward, he was going to move forward play the ball back to the bowlers, and he just gave the ball back to the bowler with a quick speed. But at the last moment he changed his mind and stepped back, intending to push the ball through the ring of the fielders on his right or offside. The ball swung in the air short of the grass and came through sharply to strike Ranji on his pads. "How's that?" screamed the bowler, hopping about like a kangaroo. So how's that? Screamed the bowler, hopping about like a kangaroo, as the ball was swinging in the air and it just went into the grass and came through sharply, and it just struck to Ranji's pad. "How?" shouted the wicket-keeper. "How?" asked all the fielders. The umpire slowly raised a finger. So all were in the waiting moment that what was the ball about. The umpire raised his finger slowly and he said, "Out." And it was Ranji's turn to walk back to the tool shed, to the pavilion. The match was won by the visiting team. "Never mind," said Suraj, patting Ranji on his back, as the captain of the team just consoled Ranji by saying him not to mind about the losing of the game, and just patted on his back. But their cricket coach was stern. He was very strict, and he was just saying that you have to make more runs in the next game, and he threatened Ranji, and he just warned him that if you will not make good marks, you will not score well, then you will lose your place in the cricket team. Avoiding the other players, Ranji walked slowly homewards, his head down and his hands in his pocket. He was very upset. He had been trying so hard and practicing regularly, but when an important game came along, he failed to make a big score. As he didn't, Ranji at that time didn't meet his other player mates, and he just came back slowly. His head was down. He was feeling very depressed. The hands were his in pocket, and he was very upset with the defeat that his team faced today. As he was thinking that he had been trying so hard and practicing on daily basis, but when an important game came along, he just scored a big zero. It seemed that he was nothing he could do about it, but he loved playing cricket. So he was just thinking that what should he do so that he could make the improvements in his cricket. But he couldn't bear the thought of being out of the school team. But he was just really grief-stricken, panic-stricken when he thought that he could be out from the school team. So on his way home, he had to pass the clock tower. He often spotted Mr. Kumar's sports shop to chat with the owner or look at the things of the shells, footballs, cricket balls, badminton, rackets, hockey sticks, balls of various shapes and sizes. As on his way home, there was a sport shop of Mr. Kumar that he always and usually have a chat with the owner of the shop and just to look at the things on the cricket balls, badminton rackets, footballs, sticks, hockey sticks, and other shapes and sizes of balls. And it was wonderful where Ranchi usually liked to linger, and it was a place that where he really want to hang on. But this was the day when he didn't feel like stopping. But today he was not stopped on the way, and he just went gradually to his way back to home. He looked the other way and was about to cross the road when Mr. Kumar's voice stopped him. Hello, Ranchi. Off in a hurry today? And why are you looking so sad? So Ranchi had to stop and say namaste. He couldn't ignore Mr. Kumar, who had been so kind and helpful, always giving him advice on how to play different kinds of bowling. Mr. Kumar had been a state player once and had scored a century in. So as today Ranji was not in a mood to stop there. So but today, as the owner of the shop, Mr. Kapoor just stopped him by saying him hello, as Ranji had to stop there. When Mr. Kumar looked at him and asked him that why is he looking very sad, but Ranji had to stop and say namaste as he couldn't ignore Mr. Kumar's pleading. So Mr. Kumar always had been very kind and helpful to him and always giving him advice or the one time or the other on playing the different kinds of games and just try to other tricks, as Mr. Kumar had himself been a state player in his times and had scored a century in a match against Tanzania. Now he was too old for first class cricket, but he liked encouraging young players and thought Ranji would make a good cricketer. But now his time has gone, but he always encouraged the young cricketers to play good cricket. What's the trouble? He asked as Ranji stepped into the shop. Lost the game today? So he asked as he looked at the Ranji that what is the problem, and he asked him, so did he lose the game today? Ranji felt better as soon as he was inside the shop. But as he entered the shop, Ranji was feeling better. Mr. Kumar was so friendly, even the sports goods seemed friendly. The bats and balls and the shuttlecocks all seemed to want to be very helpful. As Mr. Kumar himself was so friendly, even the other sports things seemed to him very friendly. The bats, the balls, and the shuttlecocks all. We lost the match, said Ranji. Then Ranji replied, yes, we have lost the match. Never mind, said Mr. Kumar. We without losers. There wouldn't be any games without them. No cricket or football or hockey or tennis. No carom or no marbles. No support shop for me. Anyway, how many runs did you make? So just Mr. Kumar encouraged him by saying that so the world can't be devoid of the losers. There is not even a single game where you will not come across the losers, whether it's a hockey, it's a tennis, it's a cricket or whatsoever. So now he asked him that how many runs did he make today. Now I made a big round egg, a 0. Mr. Kumar rested his hand on Ranji's shoulder. Never mind, all good players have a bad day now and then. So he just encouraged him by saying that every player had to face this phase, so no need to get discouraged. But I haven't made a good score in my last 3 matches, said Ranji. I will be dropped from the team if I don't do something in the next game. Then he replied to Mr. Kumar that if he will not score good, then he would be out from the school team. Well, we can't let this happen, mused Mr. Kumar. Mused means thought. As Mr. Kumar thought that this should not be happen, so just thought over it. Nonsense. It's never too late. Now you just come with me to my back of my shop and I'll see if I can something do about your luck. Puzzled, Ranji followed Mr. Kumar thought the curtained partition at the back of the shop. Through the curtained partition at the back of the shop, he found himself in the badly lit room, strapped to the ceiling with all kinds of old and second-hand supporting goods. Torn football bladders, broken bats, rackets without strings, broken darts, and tattered badminton nets. As Mr. Kumar told him that he would do something, and he just took him to the back shop, which was partitioned with the curtain, and he found himself that it was not a good lit room, and it was the stacked up to the ceiling with all kinds of old and second-hand sports items like torn football bladders, broken bats, rackets, and all the other things. This is the luckiest of all my old bat. This is the bat I made a century with. And she gave it a twirl and started hitting an imaginary ball to all the corners of the room. So this is the luckiest bat, he said. that this bat is the luckiest bat with which I made the century. He just gave his bat to Ranchi and she gave it a twirl and started hitting an imaginary ball to all corners of the room. So in his imagination, he was just twirled. He just twisted that bat and started hitting the imaginary ball to the all corners of the room. Of course, it's an old bat, but I said, Mr. Kumar pausing in his talk, making to recover his breath. He said that of course, no doubt, it is an old bat, but as he was just recollecting his breath, he was recovering his breath. He held it out to Ranchi again. Here, check it. I'll lend it to you for the rest of the cricket season. You won't fail with it. Ranji took the bat and gazed as with awe and delight. So Ranji was very happy after getting this bat, as Mr. Kumar have assured him that you will never be failed with this bat. Now in the next video, as you will see that what was happened with that bat, was Ranji able to score well and what was his condition. So you will find out in the next video. So till the time, I'm just going to share with you a PDF of this chapter. Just take the thorough reading, and I really believe that you will enjoy this chapter a lot. At this story you will find somewhere yourself in the place of Ranji.